Hello and welcome to this evening's Planning and Consultation Committee meeting. I'm Councillor Frances Eyre, one of the councillors here at Nillumbik. So thanks for those who are here in person and those who are watching from home. Members of the public are advised the meeting will be live streamed and recorded, and the live stream recording will be made publicly available on YouTube and Council's website. Nillumbik Shire Council respectfully acknowledges the Wurundjeri Wurrung people as the traditional owners of the country on which Nillumbik is located, and we value the significance of the Wurundjeri people's history as essential to the unique character of the Shire. We pay tribute to all First Nations people living in Nillumbik and give respect to elders past, present and future, and extend that respect to all First Nations people. We respect the enduring strength of the Wurundjeri Wurrung and acknowledge the ongoing impacts of past trauma and injustices from European invasion, massacres and genocide committed against First Nations people. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Wurundjeri Wurrung people hold a deep and ongoing connection to this place. We value the distinctive place of our First Nations people in both Nillumbik and Australians' identity, from their cultural heritage and care of the land and waterways, to their ongoing contributions in many fields including academia, agriculture, arts, economics, law, sports and politics. Tonight we have one apology. Do I have someone to move the motion?
Yes, thank you, Councillor Eyre. I couldn't think of your name then. I'm doing what you do. I'd like to move the apology from Councillor Duffy. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder for the motion? Thanks, Councillor Ramcharan. I'll put the motion to the vote. It's carried unanimously. Thank you.
Sorry, Chair, just for the recorders, if that could say be noted. The apology be noted.
Do we need to? We'll make that alteration. Thank you. Disclosure of conflicts of interest. Are there any disclosures of conflicts to any of the items tonight? No, thank you. We'll move to confirmation of minutes. Councillor Payne.
Yes, I'm happy to move that the committee acting under delegation from Council confirms the minutes of the Planning and Consultation Committee meeting held on Tuesday the 14th of February 2023 as per attachment 1.
Thank you, Councillor Payne. Do I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you, Councillor Stockman. Would you like to speak?
No.
Okay, I'll put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Thank you. We'll now move on to consultation matters. Our first item is the ALGA, which is the Australian Local Government Association National General Assembly 2023 and its Nillumbik motions. Thanks, Councillor Ramcharan.
Yes, I'd like to move that the committee acting under delegation from Council resolves to 1. Reschedule the Planning and Consultation Committee meeting from Tuesday the 13th of June 2023 to Tuesday the 6th of June 2023 to be held in the Council Chamber at Civic Drive, Greensborough at 7 p.m, to allow councillors to attend the Australian Local Government Association National General Assembly. 2. Requests officers to update the 2022-2023 schedule of meetings and Council website with the revised Council meeting dates accordingly. 3. Adopts and lodges the following motions to the Australian Local Government Association National General Assembly to be held in Canberra on the 13th to the 15th of June 2023. Firstly, the Australian Local Government Association calls on the Australian Government to provide direct support to local government in our important work to protect and manage unique plants, animals and habitat, and to manage the threatening processes that negatively impact our biodiversity by A, providing adequate and long-term grant funding for on-ground action, monitoring and collaboration to enable landscape-scale biodiversity outcomes across all land tenures. B, supporting opportunities to increase and diversify environmental management and restoration employment. C, supporting local government programs that promote a stronger connection between people and nature, improve the way nature is cared for, and build and share knowledge. Secondly, the Australian Local Government Association calls on the Australian Government to A, ensure the national electricity grid can support our ambitious net zero targets, which require rapid transition to all electric homes, transport and industry based on renewable energy. B, legislate ambitious climate targets that align with meeting international Paris Agreement protocols to keep warming below 2 degrees Celsius, global temperature rise, that is, setting net zero emissions for Australia by 2035 in collaboration with local government emissions targets. Thirdly, the Australian Local Government Association calls on the Australian Government to provide funding for the delivery of flexible and dynamic youth outreach and support services for young people aged 12 to 25 years. And finally, the Australian Local Government Association calls on the Australian Government to provide immediate short-term adequate funding to support the spike in regional assessment services.
Thank you. Councillor Ramcharan, do I have a seconder for the motion?
I'm happy to second that.
Thank you. Councillor Payne, would you like to speak?
Just briefly, that was a mouthful, so I don't think I need to speak much further. I think we're all really looking forward to the National General Assembly. It was absolutely fantastic when Councillor Eyre and I attended last year. I'd encourage all councillors to attend this year. It's a fantastic opportunity to network and to get to know some key people, meet some politicians, including ministers, and really put some of Nillumbik's issues on the table. We're rescheduling our Planning and Consultation Committee meeting in order to enable all councillors to attend. And as I think you can see from the long statement I read out, we've got a number of issues that we'll be advocating on to the Australian through the Australian Local Government Association. And I think it's really important that we do this work and make sure that the issues that affect Nillumbik, as well as the wider local government sector, are recognised and acted upon. So really looking forward to taking these to Canberra.
Thank you, Councillor Ramcharan. Councillor Payne?
Thank you. Just to reiterate everything that Mayor Ramcharan has been saying, and also to thank council officers for putting these motions together. They're well known to anyone in Nillumbik. Of course, we have a huge range of issues that we need to raise, but these are the top four at the moment. It's biodiversity, it's connecting us all up to renewable energy, it's looking after our youth services and regional assessment services, which are critical to members of the community. So I'd like to thank officers, and I hope it's a successful conference.
Thank you, Councillor Payne. Any other councillors wishing to speak? Okay, I'll put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? It's carried unanimously. Thank you. We'll now move to our next item, which is the endorsement of motions for the Municipal Association of Victoria State Council meeting to be held on 19th of May 2023. Do I have someone to put forward the motion? Thanks, Councillor Perkins.
Thanks, Councillor. Thanks, Councillor. I'll move the motion as per the papers.
Thank you. It goes over to 2 slides, I think. Thank you. Do I have a seconder for this motion? Thanks, Councillor Egan. Would you like to speak, Councillor Perkins?
Well, just very quickly, I might read out the three motions. I won't read the rationale, it's all in the papers, but the first proposed motion is mental health and wellbeing, and that is that the MOV seek funding to improve mental health services by increasing support for the delivery of flexible and dynamic youth outreach and support services with an increased focus on mental health prevention. The second one is expanding funding for kindergarten infrastructure, and the motion is that the MOV advocate for extended capital funding for kindergarten infrastructure to ensure that eligibility 1 recognises individual needs and uses patterns of funded kindergarten programs across different LGAs. 2, considers the ability of non-growth areas to expand facilities with limited land availability. 3, funding streams and associated agreements offered by the state can work in partnership with each other to enable larger projects to be co-funded. It is also requested that MOV advocate that the strategy applied for infrastructure planning for funded 3-year-old kindergarten planning be reconsidered and a new approach be developed to plan for the future infrastructure for expanded 4-year-old kindergarten. So that's the second motion. And the final motion, the third one, is maternal and child health program model and funding review. And the motion is that the MOV advocate to the state government to undertake a review of maternal and child health program model and funding with the intention to improve key quality components of the program, including 1. Key ages and stages model to address increased scope. 2. Workforce attraction and retention to address workforce shortages. 3. Database functionality. And 4. Program and capital funding provided by the state. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Perkins. Would any other councillors like to speak to the motion? No? Okay, I'll put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? It's carried unanimously. We do not have any supplementary or urgent business. There are no confidential reports. Therefore, I will close the meeting at 7:10 p.m. That was a very short but sweet meeting, very important one, but thank you for those who came and for those who are watching. Have a good week.